Hello, hello, hello. What it do? Chris from R4S, and coming at you from Universe X. I do want to talk about some leaks. Of course, I have to have a disclaimer before this. Well, before the disclaimer, please like, comment, subscribe because I really like doing these videos, and I would really like to get like 30 cents per video one day. It's my dream. Please make it happen. But really though, I wanted to go over some leaks because they have been popping up on Facebook. I do have to say that I do not support the people that are opening these packs way ahead of time. You know, they're getting just boxes of their tournament kits and they're opening them early. These are the same stores that'll tell their players 3 weeks into the set that I don't have anymore, and they've already opened them and done this. But that being said, I'm not going to cry over spilled milk. I don't approve of it, but now that they're here, I'm going to put them up on my YouTube page and talk about them because they're cool as fuck. But here we go. It's just cool to note that if you look at this screen, I think Lord Slug, Baby, Harudegarn, Demigra, Mira, and Mastered UI all have SRs. And we're almost averaging about 3 SRs per color. So if these are all of them, these are all of them. But if they're not, we still might have some to go, and we still have some people on this page we haven't seen yet. So moving on. First one I wanted to show you guys. I'm trying to see if I can make this any smaller, so I'm less in the way. There we go. Colossal Minister Harudegarn. So basically, dude is a 9 cost, but don't let that scare you. He's an EX Evolve. Pay 2 blue, 2 colorless. Harudegarn with an energy cost of 7 or more. This dude's got barrier because he's a big boy, and they don't want you investing all this stuff into him for him to get, wrecked off the page. But when you play this card, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards and up to 1 card in their hand. Place them on top of the owner's deck in any order. Excellent. When your opponent attacks with one of their cards, if your leader card is a Phantom Demon, you may send this card and one other card from your hand to the warp. If you do, negate the attack. Then play this card from your warp at the start of your main phase. What this means is that when he comes out for EX Evolve, you bounce. You Phoenix Wind Wind Blast for all you Yu-Gi-Oh players. You Phoenix Wind Blast one of your opponent's battle cards and one of your opponent's cards in hand goes to the top of their deck. Okay? Then, after you do that, when your opponent attacks, you can send this guy from your battlefield, because I know lots of people are going to be stupid and try to say other things, but you send this from your battlefield. Give me 1 sec. Could you close the door, please?
Yeah.
Thank you. But yeah, so you send 1 card from your hand, as well as this card from your battlefield. Notice, if you guys want to argue about this, we can talk about Leap to the Future Trunks, how it said one other card from your hand, insinuating that both Goten and Trunks were from your hand. Send this card and 1 other card from your hand. This one straight up says send 1. It's like choose 1 of their cards. Yeah, if your leader card is Phantom Demon, you may send this card and 1 card from your hand. These are separate zones. It comes from the field, the other card comes from your hand. But you banish it and you play this card from your warp at the start of your next main phase. This guy has barrier. He leaves the field during your opponent's turn, so they can't even swing on this dude half the time if they attack him once and he negates. And on top of that, your boy will stack another 2 cards. Very powerful. This deck actually may have some steam because the boss card is freaking nuts. Moving on. At all costs, Vegeta. We've been waiting for an SSB. This is wonderful. When you play this card, draw 1 card, then choose up to 1 energy and switch it to active mode. Activate main once per turn. Choose 2 cards from your life, add them to your hand. This card gains plus 3,000 power for the duration of the turn and for each energy you have. Well, sorry. Yeah, 3,000 for each energy you have for the duration of the turn. Then if you have 5 or more energy, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards, KO it, and this card gains triple strike for the duration of the turn. I have my words about this. First, yahas that they actually put out a Super Saiyan Blue Evolution, or Super Saiyan Blue Shinka, whatever you want to call it, depending on the translation or not. I'm so happy they put out this card. I'm very happy. That being said, it's an SR, and I feel like Super Saiyan 3 Goku, the Dragon Fist one, as a rare, is actually better. Count me wrong, I could be very wrong. It's cool that you play him, you draw a card on top of card. They're doing a lot of that with their boss monsters. They want you to be able to play your boss monster, but still have a mana up to not die next turn. And I appreciate that. But, at the same time, This guy has to come out on turn 4 if you're not ramping. But he's like a Beerus. He can come out on turn 4, but he's best played on turn 5 if you're not ramping. And by that turn, at least the way the game's been going, taking 2 life for an effect is a very, very risky move. And I understand at all costs Vegeta. He literally insinuates that you're going balls deep for the game. But at the same time, he doesn't have anything that stops from being countered or blocked. Or if you've never seen your Corona, Shugashed. There's a lot of things he doesn't necessarily get past. And he's requiring you to take, at that point in the game, what could be half your life for him to basically go up to maybe, 40k triple strike, and he KO something. That KO doesn't even ignore barrier. Like, I can't get over it. I like this card. I really like the flavor. I am not quite sure how safe it is to use. Moving on. Combo Killer Anilaza. First off, the name was Analazy, but Anaraza is a solid card. I'm just not sure how I feel about its 4 cost, but oh my gosh, I love its effect. Barrier, double strike once per turn. When your opponent combos, they choose 1 card in their hand and place it in their drop area. You know how crappy it's going to be if you ramp and you just Anaraza turn 3 or 4, or turn 3. Anaraza turn 4. Anaraza turn 5. And you just start harassing your opponent and they have to, I don't want to take double strike, super combo, and I'll just drop 3 cards. You turn a super combo into a neg of gargantuan proportions. Love it. Nothing more to say about it. I love it. And let's get that Universe 3, even though Universe 3 split between, like, I think yellow and green or something like that. Don't matter. It do not matter. It's just, I like it. Kami's Power Piccolo. It is a 4-drop, double green, barrier, double strike, bond 2. And this is the important part. You just choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and KO it once per turn. This is a static card that doesn't ever need to attack. You just play your Namekians around it, and every now and then he just special beam cannons something off the field, and it's juicy. Titanic Ambition Lord Slug. EX Evolve, 2 green, place 1 card in your hand into the drop area, play Lord Slug with energy cost 4 or more. So this is essentially a 5-drop in most cases, but double strike, bond 3, Slug's army. No, but it is what it is. Let's move on past the terrible tag of Slug's army. When you play this card, choose up to 3 cards in your opponent's hand and place them into their drop area. Cool. You feel their overwhelm, but you do take 3 cards away from them, but it's their choice. They're going to give you the 3 worst cards. It is what it is. I think this guy's a really weak card, but only time will tell. Saiyan Onslaught Kefla. Union Patara 3. Kefla and Kale. Deflect, which is good. Can be Crusher Balled. Dual attack. And when this card is played using Union Patara or attacks, draw 1 card, and this card gains 5,000 for the duration of the turn. Personally, I like this. Building monocolored decks is always a little scary, but I feel like this game, they're trying to push us into more monocolors. Yellow Swap is a monocolor. It's a mono yellow deck. You have solid things that cost 4 or 5 freaking yellow mana. It's a monocolored deck. Black is pushing you with Dark Overwhelm and the Demigrallator to run a mono black deck. There's plenty of things that are happening. So if you're playing mono red, there are turns where you could maybe turn 1 Kefla, turn 2 Sister Tech Kefla, turn 3 swing with Sister Tech Kefla after charging, you draw a card. Patara for this for all 3 of your mana, draw another card. Swing with Kefla, draw another card. And if you want to swing with Kefla again, draw another card. 25 on turn 3, yes, you've given them a fair amount of cards to combo with them, but if you're running things like Kabba's Awakening, maybe you don't care. There's a lot of things you can do. Also, Kale's a free blocker, so if you're running Kefla leader, or just to have a Kefla on the field already because you're about to go into this Union Patara, you really don't even have to do anything. There are times where you could literally, out of your hat, pull this out for, it's a 5 cost, yes? You could pull this out for 5 energy, or you could pull it out for 4 energy if you have a 1-drop Kefla and the free Kale in your hand, but it is what it is. I think this card is versatile, and I really, really like it, and I'm very, very excited to see what it's going to do. Epochal Grudge, Great Ape Baby. This card is insane. Evolve, 2 red, 2 colorless, triple freaking strike. That is triple strike, right? Triple freaking strike. Auto, once per turn. When this card attacks, or your opponent plays a battle card. So that means you probably are going to get it in once during your turn, and once during their turn. If your leader card is a machine mutant, draw 1 card, then choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and it loses 20,000 power for the duration of the turn. If that hits at 0, it's dead. This is fracking nuts. Like, I can't explain. You put this dude in the field and your opponent can't even play anything weaker than 20,000 without barrier or it just dies. We're gonna need answers to this. Get out your Father Son Kamehamehas, get out your Mafubas, get out your Enraged Striker Son or Rage Awakening Son Gohans. You need to have answers to this card, because this card, if you don't do anything to this card, if it stays on the board, it's like SR Frieza. You will just lose the game. You will not be able to gain traction, and you won't play anything worth playing. Unless you have a leader-centric swinging deck, and I'm not even sure about that point. Triple Flash Super Saiyan 4 Son Goku. EX Evolve 1 red, and you don't have to discard, but you have to do it on a Son Goku red GT with energy cost of 5 or more. Actually, yeah, so that's pretty lit. Deflect. So this card, of course, can be affected by counterplay skills. That's one of the new keywords. Triple Strike, so you know he's going in. Auto, when you play this card, draw 2 cards, and you may not activate EX Evolve for the duration of this turn. Permanent, this card's power is 40,000 or more. Your opponent may not activate counter during battles where this card is attacking. Excellent. This card fits in with a lot of the skills from the previous set. You know, you swing in with your, sorry, my cat's trying to like bomb everything. You swing in with your starter deck Super Saiyan 3 GT Goku, or your what's the other word for it? The SR that swings twice. Basically, all you need to do is get this dude up to, you know, an extra 10k, which can happen easily with the starter deck Goku. Evolve onto this guy, you draw 2 cards, and then on top of that, can swing for triple strike that can't be countered. If you've already played Corona, that means the only way out is for them to out combo you. And so, I mean, I already like that. This is definitely a finisher card, and we need more of those in this game, because certain games can go on too long, because between Nimbus, Roshi, Shugesh, Explosive Sun, there's a lot of crap that stops you from playing the way you want to play. This at one point was healthy, but it wasn't healthy when Yellow was the only one that got to do it. So, moving on. Crazy cards. 1 drop, Bardock the Progenitor. He is actually the second 1-drop swap 2, which is wonderful, because before, that deck kind of felt like if you have Goku, you either have Son Gohan or you don't have a first turn. Now, Progenitor actually gives you more than that. You play him out for 1. Auto, when you play this card, choose 1 card in your life, add it to your hand. You play him, you instantly replace him in hand with the card you got from life. You get 1 step closer to Awakening, and oh yeah, by the way, you can swap 2. And he's strong enough to actually attack too, so turn 1, play him, swing for 10k. They have to combo or they take a damage. That's cool. Swap him out for a 2-drop. Get the 2 drops effect. Excellent. And then next turn, you could just play your second mana energy and play this guy again and become a step closer. If you see this guy turn 1 and you keep getting 2 swaps to your hand, this dude is essentially self-awakening. It's wonderful. This card is nuts. Moving on. Height of Mastery Son Goku. Now, this guy is a little hard. His effect, there's some conflict. I believe he does something about putting things in rest mode, ignoring barrier. But all I can say is he's the end of the swap line. I talked about in my yellow video how there's multiple cards that said swap 8, but there was no 8-drop swap target. This is it. This is the 8-drop swap target. It's a little hard to see, but that top line is deflect. You can definitely tell because it talks about counterplay right after it. After that, in a better photo, you guys can see he actually has triple strike, and under triple strike he has dual attack. But past that, his effect is hard. You can see that auto, blah, 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 swap. So it's probably when this card comes out with swap, blah, 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 blah. The last 2 cards are clearly rest mode, but that could be barrier or critical. I think that's his barrier. So I think it's something about ignoring barrier and resting everything. But it is what it is. Time will tell. We'll get a better picture of that. Moving on. Another Jiren. Dude, I don't know how they could have possibly made this card art worse. His head looks like some ugly dick monster, but it is what it is. Jiren, Universe Strongest, cost 12. He's got Deflect, so you cannot stop this homeboy. Quadruple Strike, he will get in them guts. And then lastly, Permanent. When there are 9 or more Universe 11 in your drop area, reduce the energy cost of this card in your hand by 6. Permanent. During battles with this card, and where this card attacks, your opponent cannot counter or block. The only way they get over Jiren is by comboing over him. They're trying to do this a lot, so you can't just jip your opponent. So you can't counter him. Shugesh won't be a problem if they've already played Corona. But the thing I like about this card, well, first I'll start with my dislikes. He doesn't do anything different from the deck. The deck still has to get to 4 or 5 or 6 mana to do anything, which is a lot of time for you to get in its cheeks. That's the flaw with this deck. Ox King can make it better because 2 Ox King on board and you can't target anything on their field, so all they have to do is stay alive. They don't have to really beat you, they just have to stay alive and then drop Jirens and destroy your booty hole. That being said, before you could just try to kill their field and hope they can't get out Jiren. Now, unless you warp that field, they're still getting out of Jiren. It's just going to happen a turn later. And then God help you if they hit you with 5-drop Jiren, destroy all your mana and your tap shit, swing for 4 damage, and then follow it up next turn with 6-drop Jiren, and then rape the rest of what remains of your anus. It's pretty strong. So, yeah, I mean, I think this card's fun, but I need to see more of Universe 11 because so far their deck from turns 1 till 5 is just diddling with a thumb up their ass, waiting to be able to play Topo so that in turn they can play Jiren, and then now they can play a second Jiren. Is what it is. Moving on. Absolute Space, Super Saiyan 3 Trunks, very underwhelming to me, but his effect is still strong. Xeno Evolve 5 on a Xeno Trunks, so you could just play, the 3-drop Time Patrol Trunks and then pay 5 mana to play this guy. Triple Strike, so it is kind of a finisher. When a card evolves into this card, draw 1 card, then choose up to 1 of your energy and switch it to active mode. Then choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards and send it to the warp. Like I said, there are a lot of boss monsters right now that they make it so that when you play them, you untap a mana and draw a card. They're trying to replace the boss monster in your hand, and they're trying to leave you with 1 extra energy up to defend yourself during your opponent's turn. So you don't have to tap out to play your boss monsters. It seems that with minus energy or minus kill zone or whatever, the thing that stops counterplays, Corona, and effects like this, they're trying to make it feel more rewarding to play boss cards and not like, oh crap, I tapped out on 4 or 5 mana, I'm going to die next turn, or oh crap, I played 5 mana to this card, but what if Shugesh, Explosive Spirit, is there? So that is what it is, and that's neat. Moving on. Temporal Darkness Demigra. Overwhelm 7 for 4. So he's a little bit of a fatty. But he's Dark Overwhelm, so he's not going anywhere once he gets played. Auto, when you play this card, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards and send it into their warp. Then choose up to 1 battle card from your warp with an energy cost of 4 or less and play it. Savage. You neg their board by 1, your board goes up by 1, and sometimes it could be really, really, really strong. Like you could play your Demigra from your warp, and that Demigra can pull another card out of their hand on top of the card you took from their field. I love this card too. So, that being said, these are the current SR spoiled. We don't have the secret rares, and I'm sure we're missing a couple SRs. We still have to get updated on Goku, and if you've noticed, both green and yellow have 3, no, green, yellow, and red have 3 SRs shown so far. So I'm not sure if blue, black, I'm not sure if they're going to continue in that trend, but I'm hoping so. Either way, hope you guys, I feel like they have to have another Bardock. Whoa, wait, there's something missing here. I am so sorry. There is 1 card missing, and it's the Mira. It's the Mira that you actually evolve into. Let me see. Hold up. Magical Warping Powers. I'm going to actually go find the Mira right now. Give me 1 moment. Finesse. Here's the Mira. Mira, the creator absorbed. Overwhelm 4-1, but that doesn't matter because he needs to be played with Union. Deflect. Not affected by counterplay skills. Auto, when you play this card using Union, your opponent chooses 3 cards from their hand and sends them to the warp, and this card gains double strike for the duration of the turn. When this card attacks, he gains plus 5,000 power for each card in your warp. First off, you're warping 3 cards from your opponent's hand. Yes. Bad, they did to choose. Again, they will always choose the best cards for them, but that's still a 3-card neg, and this guy swings for double strike and will probably go straight over 40k, almost 50k alone, and that's pretty wonderful. He's a game ender for sure. If you're in a simplified game state where both people only have like 6 cards in hand, and you play this dude, wow, your opponent gets to eat a dick. So that being said, I love it. Now that I found this card that I forgot before I made the video, the only cards we haven't seen, I think green and blue. Blue and, is that it? Yeah, blue's the only one we haven't seen a third SR for. Yeah, black has 3, red has 3, yellow has 3, and green has 3. So yeah, maybe it's just blue then. So blue has 1 more SR we probably haven't seen, and then there's 2 secret rares. So I hope we can get those pretty soon. May people, I guess, open more packs when they're not supposed to. I don't know. I feel conflicted, sweet and sour, bittersweet. Anywho, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys liked this video and saw some things that you might have not all seen in one place. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you guys next time.